Today is June 11th, 1980. 42 years ago today, on June 11th, 1938 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Johnny Vander Meer, a pitcher then with the Reds. He played 13 years in the majors and 11 years for the Cincinnati Reds. Began what was a part of baseball history, and that was the first of two straight no-hit baseball games. The first game against the Boston Braves. And on the phone with us from Tampa, Florida, where I don't imagine the weather is any better there than it is here today, Mr. Johnny Vander Meer. How are you, sir?
Oh, how are you?
My name is Bob Trumpy, and it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Bob, nice to be with you.
I have, when I went to Tampa this year with the Cincinnati Reds to kind of report on what's happening down there, I heard Marty and Joe talk about you many, many times down there in attendance. You still like to watch baseball, do you, sir?
Well, the only thing I've got to watch now is out to see the Tarpons. That's the young Reds now.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of cable TV down there where you can watch a great many baseball games?
Well, we get the Monday night game and Saturday, and we've now got an operation out of Atlanta, Georgia. Puts some games on during the week, but we don't know which, from day to day when they're going to be on.
I see. Tell me about this double no-hit game. I'm sure you've talked to thousands of young rookie reporters about this situation, but we're on a radio station here in Cincinnati that reaches the eastern half of the United States, and there are a lot of people out there who, even though there were only 5,000 people, 5,000 plus, 5,814 people in attendance come June 11th, 1938, when you had a no-hit game against the Boston Bees. I'm sure there are at least 100,000 people walking around who have sworn certificates that they were there. But I'm sure it was a great deal of excitement for you to have one no-hit game under your belt.
Well, it was, I guess they had never put all the people in the ballpark who, I guess in my day, that I bumped into here and there along the road said they saw one game or the other game. That is true. But, the ballpark couldn't hold them.
Agreed.
That was a Saturday. It was a typical hot Saturday afternoon in Cincinnati. And, I've known from my wildness all of my career. I did things the hard way, never did it the easy way. Pitched myself into trouble and then have to pitch myself out. But I got the ball over pretty good that day. I think I only walked about 3 fellas. And my ball was sinking. I stayed downstairs pretty much, and a lot of ground balls hit in the ball game. And it was pretty much of a routine ball game.
Yeah, you only faced 28 batters from the Boston Bees that day too, which is rather incredible.
Ground balls involved in there on double plays.
Mm-hmm. Incidentally, I have in my possession, and I must personally thank a gentleman named. Hang on, let me get this letter out first. James R. Taylor of Florence, Kentucky. I have in my possession a souvenir, which is a little red booklet of Johnny Vander Meer's 2 no-hit games, and I think it comes from Spencer and Craig Printing Works, 101 to Flint Street, Cincinnati, Ohio. And it is a play-by-play, inning-by-inning, pitch-by-pitch account of both of your no-hit games. And from that, I've learned that the Reds scored in the 4th, Wally Berger tripled, and scored on an Ivel Goodman sacrifice fly. And in the Reds' 6th, Ernie Lombardi hit his 7th home run of the season. And there was a notation in the box score that the home run he hit was to left field, and it hit on the laundry across from York Street. And the Wally Berger was again aboard, and that was the scoring. The Reds 3, the Bees nothing. Was the fact that the ball hit by Ernie Lombardi, that it traveled to the laundry across from York Street in Crosley Field, was that an extraordinary feat by a home run hitter, Mr. Vander Meer?
Well, there was a sign on the top of the laundry. It was a 1-story building. And if they hit the top of that sign or hit it over that sign, that was a pretty good wallop, because it was 330 to the fence, and of course it was a street in the back of the ballpark, and then the laundry. But Lom was a line drive hitter, He didn't hit the ball up in the air like, Jimmy Fox or somebody like that, Greenberg or Mize. He didn't hit these towering home runs. Lom was a line shot hitter.
Yeah, it's interesting that in some of the research I've done on the game, that the first game, you said that you only you had a good sinking ball, and that you did not shake off any pitch that Ernie Lombardi wanted. He was in total control of the ball game.
Well, that was my first full year in the majors. I'd been with the Reds the year before for probably over half the season. That was my first full year, and young pitchers don't shake off experienced catchers.
True, true, true. In that ball game, Johnny Vander Meer struck out 4. The losing pitcher.
Shake off Lom on either ball game.
Yeah. In that game, Mr. Vander Meer struck out 4. The losing pitcher was a gentleman named Danny McFadden. He went the distance. The game took 1 hour and 48 minutes to face 28 players.
That was a fast game for me. I usually kept them out there for 2.5.